Today we're going to be talking about brickyards in Whitewood. Whitewood had two brickyards in its history. What are brickyards? Brickyards are a site of brick manufacture set up to operate seasonally, generally less industrialized than a year-round manufacture setup referred to as a brick plant. The Whitewood Brickyard was operated by John Street from approximately 1884 to 1895. The brickyard was located at 111 Park Street, close to the railway tracks. Little evidence exists of the brickyard today. These bricks were a light brownish yellow color. They were hand molded with a soft mud, and that just means that it was a moist clay with a water content that ranged from 20 to 30%. They had no frog, and that is the indent in the brick as indicated in the picture. They were well fired with a homogeneous texture, and you can tell this by tapping the brick. If it produces a good ring or a high-pitched sound, then you know that it has good hardness and very little void space. Fun fact, the Whitewood Brickyard is the only known manufacture site in Saskatchewan to make bricks with all the characteristics described in the previous slide. The Sterling Brickyard was operated by C. Angus Campbell, a farmer who had found clay on his land. The brickyard was located 12 kilometers north of Whitewood and ran from approximately 1893 to 1904. We can figure out this date based on a newspaper article based on Mr. Campbell's find of the clay. There's no evidence that exists besides brick fragments, and these are displayed in the museum. So if you'd like to check them out, please come and visit us. Bricks from the Sterling Brickyard had a pinkish orange color to them. They were hand molded with a soft mud. They had a shallow frog and less than rigorous firing with a homogeneous texture. The width of these bricks was 11.1 centimeters, and the common brick is usually 9.5 centimeters in width. The thickness of these bricks were 5.8 centimeters, and the length is unknown because we can only find fragments of the brick. Fun fact, most brickyards are located close to town or near a railway, and this is so that the expense of transportation is reduced. But not the Sterling Brickyard. It was located 12 kilometers north of Whitewood, which is the closest market and railway. So this means they would have had to transport all the bricks by horse and wagon, and this would have been a significant expense. Another fun fact is that the Knox Presbyterian Church is said to be made up of bricks from the Sterling Brickyard. If you're interested in brick manufacturing in Saskatchewan, be sure to check out Larry E. Burr's An Archaeological Survey of Brick Manufacture in Saskatchewan. Thank you for joining us today on Whitewood Brickyards, and be sure to stop in at the Whitewood Historical Museum.